Welcome. In this video, you will learn how to cite a book in medicine. First, we will look at gathering the bibliographic information from a book or textbook. Then we will look at citing that book in a reference list entry in Microsoft Word. Let's gather our bibliographic information. This file is a picture of the main pages from our textbook. If we look on the title page, you'll see the full title of the book, Introduction to Research in Medical Literature for Health Professionals. We also learn that this is a third edition. Scrolling down the title page, I'll find out if we have authors or editors. We have two editors, J. Dennis Blessing and J. Glenn Forrester. Scrolling down further, the other piece of information we can gather from our title page is the publisher, Jones and Bartlett Learning. What we still have is to find the copyright or publication date. On the back of the title page or copyright page, you'll find that date, copyright 2013. If we were to cite just the book, that's the information we would need to cite it. However, in my research, I only reference one chapter, Chapter 8, called Methodology. When we look at that first page in that chapter, we find that there are authors who wrote this chapter: Christopher E. Bork, Robert W. Jarsky, and J. Glenn Forrester. This chapter begins on page 111. I took several quotes from page 115, and the chapter ends on page 127. That's all the information we have for citing this resource. Let's take a look at citing the entry in our references list. Our first entry on our references list shows that the reader used a chapter from a book. The first part we see are the authors of that chapter: Bork, Jarsky, and Forrester. We only use the first initial and middle name initial when it's provided. Next, we see the publication date of 2013. Then the title of the chapter that I used. Then I tell the reader that this is in an edited book. My editors are J.D. Blessing and J.G. Forrester. Note that editors in this position do not have inverted names. The initials appear first and then the last names. Then I see that the title of the book is Introduction to Research in Medical Literature for Health Professionals. The title of the book uses sentence capitalization. The first word is capitalized. All others are lowercase letters. I then tell the reader the edition statement and the page numbers of the specific chapter I used. We have a third edition. The chapter begins on page 111 and ends on 127. Lastly, we let the reader know that Jones and Bartlett Learning was the publisher. If I were to have used the entire book or referenced the entire book, this is what the citation would look like. My editors would move to the front and be inverted: Blessing, J.D., Forrester, J.G., editors. Then the publication year, the title of the book, Introduction to Research in Medical Literature for Health Professionals, letting them know it's a third edition, and finally, who the publisher is, Jones and Bartlett Learning. That's citing a book in medicine.